Just if I can make you go back to last year's playoffs, Game 7 in Houston against these guys. I can't remember when the largest deficit was at one point in the game, and it was double figures. Was there ever, when you think back now, was there a moment in that game where you think it's ending tonight? What are your recollections?
No, I never thought it was over. It just wasn't pretty for us. You know, those last 2 games in Houston. You know, they played well. They jumped on us most nights, and Game 7 was exactly like that. Just took us a minute to find some momentum, but it never felt like we were out of it. And the third quarter and the fourth quarter, I remember just how intense it was. We made a run, and you kind of feel the tide turning a little bit. Our defense was unstoppable. Obviously, they missed, you know, a lot of threes, but we feel like we had something to do with, you know, most of them, and felt like we were destined to get the job done. Just, you know, took us all 7 games and all, you know, 4 quarters of that game. So it was a memorable one for sure.
Okay, to this year, I know you've kind of talked about this a little bit, but is this in terms of your overall game? Is this the best you've ever played?
Personally?
Yes.
I feel like that, yeah. I feel like I continue to get better. Learned a lot about myself, about my team, and just confidence is at an all-time high for sure. So I'm not a perfect player by any stretch, but still, you know, making strides and then trying to be as efficient as I've ever been. So that's the goal for me as I continue throughout the career for sure.
You increased your range? Is that a goal to increase the range?
No, it just happened naturally, to be honest. Like, once you start making a couple, you just start stretching imagination a little bit. But I don't think it was like a conscious effort, like, you know, all right, this year I'm going to start to shoot, you know, 23-footers, and, you know, next year I'll start shooting 24 and beyond. Like, it's just a matter of the work that you put in. You build that confidence, muscle memory and stuff, and you start to try stuff during the games, and it works out. And I don't think that's by accident, but it's kind of just out there just playing basketball and seeing the game a certain way that I like to kind of count on.
Every team setting 3-point records season. Are you even surprised how the 3-pointer just completely overwhelmed the game?
I'm surprised, yeah, in terms of just how widespread it is. You know, rosters are being built around, you know, being able to space the floor and create, you know, open looks and giving guys the license to shoot threes, you know, 1 through 5, really. So I know the attempts are, you know, through the roof, and it's, you know, anybody out there has to be a threat from the 3-point line in today's game. So it's just wild to think in such a short amount of time, the shift in perspective around, you know, playing the long-range game and using that as a threat, you know, anybody who steps foot on the floor. So I remember my first year, I didn't even make a 3 in my first, like, NBA game. Just shooting like 4 of them, and now I'm averaging like 11, and it's kind of a common theme, but the evolution of the game is kind of part of it.
How come you haven't been able to get Sean to join the party?
He made one, I think it was 2 years ago, in Miami in the corner, and we lost our mind. And the half-court said he hit a corner 3. I'm sure before his career is over, he'll join the party, though.
Please.
How was the tour? Yes, the tour you took the new facility.
Oh, it was unbelievable. It was my first time actually being there. You can kind of see the vision now of what it's going to be, how exciting it'll be for the organization. It's obviously right now still bittersweet that we're making that move, but in terms of having a state-of-the-art arena with all the bells and whistles, and, you know, it being a basketball mecca as we're trying to build, it's on the right track for sure. So it's exciting to see what the next era of Warrior basketball is going to be.
What was the coolest part?
So you're gonna miss the smell of
Yeah, no. Coolest part?
Yeah.
Uh,
I remember we were in the Hawks new arena this year at the beginning of the season, and barbershop.
No,
The
no,
bar was right on the floor. That was
I
great.
think probably the part that most people won't get to see is like they call it the player campus. So it's where I'll spend the majority of my time working on my game in the practice court, the locker room. We have a barbershop in our locker room, I think, which is Coach Jackson's gonna love that. For me, so you have to ask me when I'm getting a haircut. So just that whole part of it in terms of be our practice, and game situation, which we don't have right now. But it's where we'll put the work in, and then a short walk to the main floor to hopefully keep winning championships.